Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Together please. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottama devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya udirayet nashta praeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nestiki. This morning we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 6, verses 1 to 14. We recently finished discussing the beautiful pastime of Gajendra Moksha, the deliverance of Gajendra. Very educational, very instructive, beautiful pastime. And as Sukdev Goswami finished describing this wonderful pastime, he now continues on describing the different manvantaras, the reign of the different manus, what happens, and so on. And then Shukdev Goswami at one point says that during the reign of the sixth manu, or the sixth manvantara, what happened is that there was a churning of the ocean, Samudra Manthan, and this was facilitated by Lord Vishnu. He became a tortoise, and on his back there was the Mandara mountain, and it was churned in the ocean. So as soon as Shukdev Goswami mentioned this, Parikshit Maharaj, naturally being a devotee, hearing the name of his beloved Vishnu, he was naturally very interested, very inquisitive, and he requested Shukdev Goswami to explain more, to say more, delve deeper into this pastime. And so Shukdev Goswami now begins describing the pastime of the churning of the ocean. So what happened is that the demigods were cursed by Durvasa Muni. And because of this curse, they were being defeated by the demons repeatedly. And they were losing lives, they were losing their kingdom, their planets. And so, like we always see, the demigods went rushing to Lord Brahma for protection, for help, for guidance, because they were being killed and being disturbed by the demons. And when they approached Lord Brahma for protection, what happened is that Lord Brahma prayed to Vishnu in turn. He went to Lord Vishnu and he prayed to Vishnu for protection. So he said a lot of beautiful prayers to Vishnu, and Vishnu now is appearing in front of the demigods. So we will discuss from verses 1 to 14. We will read the translations to see what happens next. Now that demigods have approached Vishnu, Vishnu has appeared, what's going on. So let's take turns to read translations.
Sri Sukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, being thus worshipped with prayers by the demigods and Lord Brahma, appeared before them. His bodily effulgence resembled the simultaneous rising of thousands of suns.
The vision of all the demigods was blocked by the Lord's effulgence. Thus they could see neither the sky, the directions, the land, nor even themselves. What to speak of seeing the Lord who was present before them?
Lord Brahma, along with Lord Shiva, saw the crystal clear personal beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose blackish body resembles a Merkata gem, whose eyes are reddish like the depths of a lotus, who is dressed with garments that are yellow like molten gold, and whose entire body is attractively decorated, they saw his beautiful smiling lotus-like face, crowned by a helmet bedecked with valuable jewels. The Lord has attractive eyebrows and his cheeks are adorned with earrings. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva saw the belt on the Lord's waist, the bangles on his arms, the necklace on his chest, and the ankle belts on his legs. The Lord is bedecked with flower garlands. His neck is decorated with the Kaustuba gem, and he carries with him the goddess of fortune, and his personal weapon like his disc and club. When Lord Brahma, along with Lord Shiva and the other demigods, thus saw the form of the Lord, they all immediately fell to the ground, offering their obeisances.
Sure. Wonderful. Thank you. Before we move on, I just wanted to say something on this, but just wanted to start with some prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrit. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So this particular verse, these combination of verses from 3 to 7, they describe the beautiful form of the Lord in such detail. And descriptions like these are actually a tight slap on the face of Mayavad philosophy that says that the Supreme has no form, the Supreme is formless. And here the scriptures go in great extent, in great detail to explain the form of the Lord. Jewels, earrings, his color, his navel, his nails, his face, his lips, his eyes, his hue, his effulgence, all his ornaments, his clothes, silk yellow garments. There's such detailed descriptions of his beautiful form, time and again seen in scriptures. So how can the Lord be formless? So it is actually very hard to understand the form of the Lord through logic and reason, because the form of the Lord does, to our consciousness, appear material in nature. But it is not touched by any material qualities in reality. As we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says several times that no material quality, Maya, cannot touch him, his form. Janma karma cheme divyam. His activities, his birth, his form are transcendental, cannot be touched by any material quality. But it is us who become bewildered because it's inconceivable that the Lord has a form and yet he is unborn, he is eternal. And Lord Brahma expresses this in the next verse. We can go to the next verse.
Lord Brahma said, although you are never born, your appearance and disappearance as an incarnation never cease. You are always free from the material qualities, and you are the shelter of transcendental bliss, resembling an ocean. Externally existing in your transcendental form, you are the supreme subtle of the most extremely subtle. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme, whose existence too inconceivable.
O best of persons, O supreme director, those who actually aspire for supreme good fortune, worship this form of your lordship according to the Vedic tantras. My lord, we can see all the three worlds in you.
Text 10. My dear Lord, who are always fully independent, this entire cosmic manifestation arises from you, rests upon you, and ends in you. Your Lordship is the beginning, sustenance, and end of everything, like the earth, which is the cause of an earthen part, which supports the part, and to which the part, when broken, finally returns.
O Supreme, you are independent in yourself and do not take help from others. Through your own potency, you create this cosmic manifestation and enter into it. Those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, who are fully in knowledge of the authoritative Shastra, and who, through the practice of Bhakti Yoga, are cleansed of all material contamination, can see with clear minds that although you exist within the transformations of the material qualities, your presence is untouched by these qualities.
As one can derive fire from wood, milk from the milk bag of the cow, food grains and water from the land, and prosperity in one's livelihood from industrial enterprises, so by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, even within this material world, one can achieve your favor or intelligently approach you. Those who are pious all affirm this.
See here, Brahma gives all examples of all those things which are not visible directly, but can be derived by following the right process. One can derive fire from wood. Fire is present in wood, but cannot be seen directly. There is milk in the udders of a cow. There are food grains and water in the land. And there is prosperity in one's endeavors. But these things cannot be perceived directly unless there is some effort, there is a process that is followed. And through that process, these things become manifested. So similarly, Lord Brahma says that even you are not visible in this world directly. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, everything rests upon me like pearls on a string. So if we see a necklace of pearls, the string is not visible, but the existence of the string is perceived through the form of the necklace. Since the pearls are all strung together, we can understand that there is a string that's holding it together. And if we need to see the string, then we can remove the pearls and the string will be visible. Similarly, Brahma says that through the practice of Bhakti Yoga, and Prabhupada explains, under the guidance of a spiritual master, practicing Bhakti Yoga can reveal the Lord even in this world. We can see the Lord directly. He can be perceived. So, yes, the form of the Lord is very inconceivable, not visible to the eyes. And atheists usually say that they don't believe in something unless they see it. But there is a process to see the Lord. You cannot just order the Lord and ask Him to appear. There's a process. And through the practice of the scientific process of Bhakti Yoga, the Lord will reveal Himself as confirmed by Brahma. Next, please.
Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendently happy. By seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time, we have achieved our ultimate goal in life.
My Lord, we, the various demigods, the directors of this universe, have come to your lotus feet. Please fulfill the purpose for which we have come. You are the witness of everything from within and without. Nothing is unknown to you, and therefore it is unnecessary to inform you again of anything.
These are the only verses we have for today, but we will read the Sanskrit for 13. Please repeat. Tam tvam vayam natha samajjihanam sarojana bhati chirepsitartham drishtva gata nirvritamadya sarve Gajadavarta eva gangamamba. Please recite. Tam tvamayam natha samajjihanam Sarojana bhati chire sitartham Drishtva gata nirvritamadya sarve Gajadavarta iva gangamamba. Tam tvam vayam natha samajjihanam sarojana bhati chirepsitartham Drishtva gata nirvrita adya sarve Gajadavarta iva gangamamba. Tam tvam vayam natha samajjihanam sarojana bhati chirepsitartham Drishtva gata nirvritamadya sarve Gajadavarta iva gangamamba. Synonyms together. Tam, O Lord. Tvam, your Lordship. Vayam, all of us. Natha, O Master. Samajjihanam, now appearing before us with all glories. Sarojanabha, O Lord, whose navel resembles a lotus flower, or from whose navel grows a lotus flower. Atichira, for an extremely long time. Ipsita, desiring. Artham, for the ultimate goal of life. Drishtva, seeing. Gata, in our vision. nirvritam, transcendental happiness. Adya, today, sarve, all of us, gaja, elephants, dava artha, being afflicted in a forest fire, iva, like Gangam Amba, with water from the Ganges. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Together, please. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, from whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendently happy by seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time. We have achieved our ultimate goal in life. Anyone like to read the purport, please? Oh yeah. You can.
Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always very eager to see the Supreme Lord face to face, but they do not demand that the Lord come before them, for a pure devotee considers such a demand to be contrary to devotional service. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches this lesson in his Shistaka. Adarshanam marmahatam karotu va. The devotee is always eager to see the Lord face to face, but if he is broken-hearted because he cannot see the Lord, even life after life, he will never command the Lord to appear. This is a sign of pure devotion. Therefore, in this verse, we find the word ati chira ipshita artham, meaning that the devotee aspires for a long time to see the Lord. If the Lord by his own pleasure appears before the devotee feels extremely happy, as Dhruva Maharaj felt when he personally saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Lord, he had no desire to ask the Lord for any benediction. Indeed, simply by seeing the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj felt so satisfied that he did not want to ask the Lord for any benediction. Swami Kratarthosmai Varam Na Yache. A pure devotee, whether able or unable to see the Lord, always engages in the Lord's devotional service, always hoping that at some time the Lord may be pleased to appear before him so that he can see the Lord face to face.
Thank you. In this verse, two words are used by Lord Brahma to address the Lord. One is Natha and the other is Sarojanabha. The word Natha means protector, maintainer. And as a child, for a child, his parents are, the child's protectors and maintainers. And for any problems, the child runs towards the parents. And so similarly for the living entities, Jagannatha, he is the Nath, Krishna is the Nath, the protector and maintainer for all living entities. And what to speak of us living entities, normal jivas, even for Lord Brahma and Shiva, we see, they approach Krishna, Vishnu for protection. So he is the protector of all living entities, demigods, and even two personalities of the caliber of Brahma and Shiva, who themselves are very powerful, Ishvaras. And the second word used to address Krishna by Brahma is Sarojanabha, which means navel from which a lotus flower grows. One who has a navel from which a lotus flower grows. Or it also means that one who has a navel shaped like a lotus flower. So here, Brahma is subtly reminding the Lord of his relationship with Brahma. Lord Brahma was born from a lotus flower which sprouted from the navel of Vishnu. So the Lord Brahma is subtly reminding Krishna that you are my father, and like a child, I have come to you for protection. So please appear in front of us. Please help us. Then Lord Brahma says, Ati chira ipsita artham. Ati chira, for a very, very long time. Ipsita artham, we were desirous to see you. Brahma had this deep, intense longing. Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods had this deep, intense longing to see Krishna, have his darshan. And now after many, many ages, we don't even know how long, it's calculation of the time of the demigods, which is probably millions of years, billions, trillions of years for us. We don't know after how long is Brahma seeing the Vishnu. I read in one commentary that this was actually the first time that Brahma was seeing Vishnu. He never saw Vishnu in his lifetime, face to face. So sometimes devotees, we chant for a few days or weeks or months or maybe even for a few years, and we think that we are not seeing Krishna. We think, we become morose that we are not able to see Krishna. But it is actually not so easy to have Krishna's darshan. He gives his darshan after a very long time, after intense hankering, not so easily, not so cheaply. Rurudu suswaram rajan Krishna darshana lalasa. The gopis before, in the Rasa Leela, just before the Rasa Leela happened, Krishna disappeared from their vision. And they were crying, Rurudu, loudly crying, suswaram, in a loud voice, Rajan Krishna darshana lalasa, for the hankering of just to be able to see Krishna. They had this intense, loud crying and this intense longing to see Krishna. And Krishna had just disappeared for a few moments from their vision. So this kind of longing, if we can develop, obviously we cannot imitate the gopis, the great personalities, the great devotees, but if somehow we can develop some hankering, then there is some hope to be able to have Krishna's darshan. Once there was a student, a brahmachari, who was serving his spiritual master in his ashram for a very long time. And he told to his spiritual master that, Guru Maharaj, I've been serving you for such a long time, but I don't see any results. I don't see that. I don't feel any experience of Krishna. I'm not getting any realizations. When will I see Krishna? When will I get the results of this bhakti practice that I'm doing for so long? I'm serving you, I'm following all the principles. When will I see Krishna? When will I have his darshan? So his Guru Maharaj did not say anything. He said, tomorrow morning, come with me for the bath in the ocean, in the sea. So they both next morning went to the sea for a bath. And as they entered the ocean, the Guru Maharaj caught the neck of his disciple and immersed it in the ocean and held it there for a few seconds, for some time. And here the disciple was gasping for breath. He was throwing his hands and legs and just gasping for some breath. And then he pulled out the neck of his disciple for maybe 2 seconds and then put it back in the water. And again, the disciple was grasping for breath. And so when he pulled him out again, he asked his disciple that, when you were in the water, what did you feel? What did you want? What were you thinking? And he said, my only thought was that, how can I get some air? I just wanted one breath of air. If I could just take one breath of air. Why did you do this to me? And so Guru Maharaj said that when you have the same hankering for Krishna, then maybe he will reveal himself to you. Just as you were gasping for that one breath, when will I be able to take that one breath? You cannot live without taking that one breath. Similarly, when you have a similar hankering for Krishna, that I cannot live without seeing Krishna, I want to see Krishna. Nothing seems more important than this hankering to have contact of Krishna. Then maybe he will reveal himself to you. So that is lalasa, lobha, that the acharyas talk about. Intense greed to see Krishna. That is the only way to awaken ruchi, the stage of ruchi. So this was what Brahma said. Ati chira ipsita artham. For a very, very long time, we were desirous to see you. We were hankering to see you. Thank you. Thank you, O Lord, for giving us darshan. And he compares his situation to an elephant who was burning in the forest fire. He says in the translation that elephants afflicted by a forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. So he's comparing his situation to a forest, to an elephant being burned in this forest fire. And just as an elephant who is being burnt in fire, if we sprinkle some water, if he gets some water, a splash of water on his body, he feels so much soothing relief. And Lord Brahma is saying, that is the kind of relief I am feeling, O Lord, after seeing you. And one point to note is that in Brahma Loka, where Lord Brahma resides, there is practically no misery. There is practically no problems, no sadness, no physical pain, nothing of that sort. It is said to be free of misery. It is said in second canto that the only misery that the residents of Brahmaloka, the rishis staying there, the only misery they feel is their concern for the living entities in the lower planets. Their compassion that they feel, the empathy that they feel for the suffering of the entities in the lower planets is the only misery they feel in Brahmaloka. So in that situation, being situated in Brahmaloka, free from all misery, Brahma is saying that my condition was like this elephant being burnt in a forest fire. And now seeing you has given me so much happiness and relief, as if someone has splashed water on my body. So what to speak of our condition, where we are actually going through so much pain and misery, falsely thinking that we are happy. We are not in pain. It is said that the earthly plane actually is the most miserable. The higher planets and the lower planets still have a lot of happiness, a lot of opulences, a lot of sense gratification, but the earthly plane is full of misery. So our position is actually very terrible, even compared to the demigods. So if the demigods are feeling that burn of the material world, what to speak of us? And the demigods with Lord Brahma, they had approached the Lord for some solution to their problem. However, just by receiving his darshan, they became so happy and satisfied. Just like Dhruva Maharaj, who had so many material desires, but as soon as he saw the Lord, he was completely satisfied. So similarly, Lord Brahma says, we are very happy simply by seeing you. And here we see that great personalities like Lord Brahma and Shiva, they're actually guiding the way, showing us living entities, showing us humans on what to do in the face of misery. It is said in the previous chapter that when the demigods approached Lord Brahma for help, for protection, Lord Brahma did not pick up his weapons and go fighting for the demigods. He did not rely on his own strength, but immediately, as soon as the demigods approached him, immediately the first thing Lord Brahma did was close his eyes, and in his mind he thought of Vishnu. He took shelter of Vishnu. He prayed to Vishnu for protection. And then he physically approached Vishnu also. And this is a test for us devotees. When misery or when trouble knocks on our door, whose shelter do we take? Do we take shelter of our own strength or our relatives or friends, or do we run for our gun? Like in Texas, usually when misery strikes, people run for their guns. But Prabhupada said that humility means that you understand that nothing in this world can protect you, not even your gun, not your family, not your spouse, not your parents. Nothing can protect you except for Krishna. And Brahma knew this principle, obviously, so immediately, even being the most powerful demigod in this creation, topmost demigod, topmost personality in this material world, he did not rely on his own strength. Shiva did not rely on his own strength. They took exclusive shelter of Vishnu. And that is one of the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishvasa Palan. Having firm faith that Krishna will protect me. Goptritve Varana, Krishna is the maintainer, Krishna is the protector. And this principle is being exemplified in the action of Brahma and Shiva. Take an exclusive shelter of Krishna. And so for us, what we can do practically is we cannot approach Krishna directly, we cannot see Krishna directly, we don't know his abode, we cannot approach his abode like Brahma did. But what we can do is take shelter of Krishna in the form of the holy names, because he himself has descended from the spiritual world for us to be able to approach him. It is said in the Shastras that the holy name is the only friend and solace of the living entities. And so, having faith in Krishna's holy names, if we can chant with exclusive attention and affection for the holy names, in the face of any misery or otherwise, then maybe someday we can expect Krishna to reveal himself to our vision, like he appeared in his beautiful form in front of the demigods. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for listening patiently and attentively. Any comments or questions, please? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the nice class. I was thinking about our position in Kali Yuga and Lord Chaitanya's mercy. If the demigods are saying that we've waited so long, that must mean a really, really, really long time in our calculation. But Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada have allowed us to come every morning and we see Shri Shri Radha Kalachandji. So I'm wondering, how do we understand darshan in this way? That we see people are doing so many penances for thousands of years, and even devotees, we pray, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, please be present before me, yet we see the deities in front of us. Krishna is before us, or are we asking for him to reveal in another way, or are we asking to fully understand the deities? How can we understand this?
Yeah. The deities are not different from Krishna himself, as the Acharyas explain. Archa Vigraha is Krishna descends, or Krishna appears in the deity form to accept worship, archana, to accept worship from the devotees. And in that sense, there is no difference practically. There's no difference in principle between seeing the deity form of the Lord or seeing the personal form, the transcendental actual form of the Lord as he descends. And we see in the experience of devotees, a lot of times the deity interacts with the devotees, pure devotees, based on their bhava, their emotion. So, yes, when we pray Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami, or when we pray for Krishna to appear before our vision, it is mostly for revealing himself. We see the deity, but our consciousness is not right now suitable to experience Krishna through the deity. Right now, it is more theoretical for us, at least for myself. I can say when I see the deity, yes, there is extreme potency in the deities. However, that interaction is not there, right? So that interaction develops through bhava, through practice, through hankering. And that's why when the devotees hanker either to see the personal form of the Lord, for the Lord to reveal either through His holy names, through the deities, in our vision, internally, in our heart, in different ways, it is mostly to purify our consciousness so that we can actually experience Krishna through these different forms that He appears in. Same can be applied for chanting. Yes, chanting the Krishna's holy names are non-different from Krishna. And when we actually do chant with affection and attention and without offenses, we do get that glimpse of Krishna being present in the holy names. But because we are chanting with offenses, we cannot perceive Krishna in the holy names. It is Nama Aparad stage. So it's similar with the deities, because there is such a covering of Maya, of material attachment, covering our vision, covering our consciousness, we cannot see Krishna through the deity. And that's why when the devotee says, Krishna, please appear before our vision, it is generally begging for purification, that I may be able to perceive you through your holy names, through your Archa Vigraha, and develop that relationship with you. And that requires lalasa. When gopis, when we say Ruruda Suswaram Rajan Krishna Darshana Lalasa, when the gopis had this intense hankering to see Krishna, Tasam Avir Bhudani, the next verse, very next verse, Shukdev Goswami says, right in the midst of the gopis, Krishna appeared then and there itself. Prabhupada also says, that's very famous video where one devotee is asking Prabhupada, how long does it take to see Krishna, and something like that. And Prabhupada says 1 second. It takes only 1 second, 1 moment to be able to see Krishna. But depends on our qualification. It's not necessarily that it will take ages and ages to see Krishna. In principle, Krishna can appear within 1 moment in our vision. But that purification of heart is required, my understanding.
Hare Krishna. I was wondering if I might share a thought on that question, that Drista, if it's cool. Great question, Drista. I really appreciated your point of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. And so I was thinking, what is Lord Chaitanya's mercy? And Narottam was hitting on this in his way. The thing is, Lord Chaitanya gave us the holy name and the Sankirtan movement. And so our greed is that please let us chant the holy name in a pure way, right? And then we might be able to see the deity in the right perspective. And how do we get to that point where we chant the name in a pure way, is through sharing whatever realization we have, whatever we've gotten from our guru, whatever we've gotten from Srila Prabhupada, and we share that with others. And so these two things, the Sankirtan movement and the holy name. And then, eventually Krishna says, okay, you can see me. That's my thoughts.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
You mentioned that in the heavenly planets there's a lot of enjoyment, but here on Earth there's a lot of miseries. But there seems to be a lot of enjoyment on the Earth, enough to keep people quite busy. Like there's going out to different nightclubs, theaters. There's so many things that seems like enjoyment. There's love making. There's sports. I've seen in India people who are devotees put down their bead bag and put away the books to watch a cricket game. That the cricket seems to be a higher taste.
Mm.
And other things too, there's mountain climbing and rides, amusement parks, Disney World. So a lot of times people choose those people, even people who've actually experienced Krishna consciousness, they choose material enjoyment. Is that make material enjoyment a higher taste, or what's going on with that? And why do they make that choice for the material enjoyment rather than Krishna consciousness, which they've experienced?
Mm-hmm. I think I can only speak from personal experience. That what I understand is, yes, there are some experiences in a sadhaka's journey. From time to time, there may be some experiences of bliss, experience in Krishna consciousness. However, because it is not sthayi at this point, because the bliss that most of us experience is like a glimpse offered by Krishna to increase our hankering, to increase our practice, the intensity of our practice. And then it's really a personal choice of the devotee to pursue that or not. So Krishna at any point does not really interfere in the free will of the living entities, and so even the bliss offered by Krishna, or even the experience offered by Krishna as a glimpse, as a taste on the path to prema, even that glimpse does not interfere with the free will of the devotees, is what I understand. That even then the devotees still have that choice, that now I have achieved this glimpse, the intelligent devotee or the intelligent sadhaka will pursue that goal, to pursue that experience, or to acquire that experience as a sthai, as a established fact within the heart that does not shake then, to approach the higher stages of bhakti. However, the less intelligent sadhaka will treat us just as any other experience, become happy, but then again, because the mind's need for rasa is constant. The atma's, the soul's desire for rasa is constant. And because there's that constant need for enjoyment, it is very difficult for the living entities to practice sense control and pursue that goal which they have gotten a glimpse of. And so because these things seem to give some drops of pleasure, the weak sadhaka, the less intelligent sadhaka, will pursue these lower passions and desires because they give some drops of temporary pleasure. However, the intelligent sadhaka will make the decision, the choice to see that, yes, this experience that I've received is much more in quality than these lower things. So let me go after that. Let me aspire for that goal. Radhanath Swami writes in his book Journey Home that before coming to India, he was in meditation trying to figure out his path in life. And then he received a dream. In his dream, he was indicated that he should go to India. and he had some spiritual experience in that dream. And so that intense desire to go to India to fulfill his spiritual desire, to fulfill his spiritual path, that was so strong in him that really helped him overcome so many challenges on the way. Before he came to India, when he was still with his friend in US or maybe in Europe, I don't remember, he met this young, beautiful woman who just somehow came in his life. And they had an instant connection, and they developed some affection for each other. And Radhanath Swami in his heart was really drawn to this woman. And he liked her, and he considered the possibility of, pursuing her, or, spending time with her, spending a life with her. But in his mind, the desire to achieve his spiritual goal or to uncover his spiritual path was so intense that he was able to overcome his affection for this woman. And then he never met her again. He went on his spiritual path. So I think that's a choice that every sadhaka, every practitioner has in their life. At every second, there is a choice between Krishna and Maya. And Krishna is kind enough to give us a glimpse of what spiritual bliss tastes like, of what ananda tastes like. And then it is up to us if we are able to use that experience to make that choice time and again between Krishna or Maya. I think that's my understanding. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, Mother Manjari.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the nice class. I just wanted to comment on that because it reminded me of something His Grace Vraj Bihari Prabhu explained to us in his Japa workshop a couple weeks ago. He was saying how many of us don't go deeper into our chanting and our spiritual life because for many years we're attracted to what he calls the Bhakti consolation prizes. We get all of these immediate thrills, these wow feelings, the beautiful darshan and the lively kirtan and the fun hanging out with other devotees at Sunday feast. So we expect this immediate gratification anytime we engage in some sort of service. But in order for us to become attracted, we have those things. But in order for us to go deeper into our relationship with Krishna, to really stay and grow, we have to develop other qualities such as tolerance, learning to tolerate the mind, and not always be seeking stimulation. And he also said that what Krishna wants from us, now that he's got us there and we're chanting, is he wants it to be a little bit hard because we're sitting there thinking, I don't have any wow feelings. Krishna's not reciprocating with me. But Krishna's thinking, I've been reciprocating with you for lifetimes. Look at everything that I've done for you. And so our way to reciprocate with him is to go from, oh, I'm looking for stimulation, to sitting and saying, Krishna, I don't feel like chanting. Krishna, I feel a little bored, but I'm choosing you in this moment. And that's how eventually we get to those deeper feelings. And Vraj Bihari Prabhu also compared it to a marriage. In the beginning there is a lot of, it's all romance, it's thrill. But then you have to go deeper, and there's chastity there, there's faithfulness, and that's where the sweetness comes from.
Thank you. Wonderful points. Yes, Prabhu.
I would like to add a little here. It was a wonderful question. I was thinking, like Bhagavad Gita says, Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. The happiness comes from goodness, mode of goodness. And since we are influenced by these three modes, right, in 14th chapter, I believe, it says, Sattvam Rajasata and Tamos Sattvam Rajasata. So there is constant conflict going among these three modes. And the mode which influences us At that particular moment, we are driven away by that mode. So it's just like licking the honey bottle from outside. When on sensual platform, I can talk about myself. When I come to the temple, I experience the mode of goodness. So there is the happiness generated out of goodness. But I have not transcended the goodness yet. So bhakti is beyond goodness, beyond the three modes. Like we see Narad Muni when he had the glimpse of the Lord, right? So he could not stop. Or we also hear when we reach at the Namava stage, it is even before tasting the pure holy name, right? Namabhas is also enough to destroy all the anarthas, the attraction to the lowly pleasure. So until that point of time, probably, this constant, conflict, or like a pendulum going from here to there, that will keep going, because we are yet situated on the sensual platform. And more we associate with goodness, there is going to be happiness coming out of it. But unless and until we transcend goodness, there is always a possibility of getting drawn towards mode of passion and ignorance. As soon as we come in contact, those conditionings are going to pop up.
Thank you. Yeah, very practical. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other comments? Questions? Not? It's 8:40. We will end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.